Got too much money.
Good evening. I told you not to expect anything magnificent. I feel like a bag of absolute crap. But I am here for you. I've got my hot water bottle. I've got my cozy Mickey Mouse pajamas on. And I'll be here with you for hopefully about an hour or so. I won't stay on for as long as usual. I have got some card readings that I will do. Not as many as I usually do for obvious reasons. But I have got a few other bits that I'd like to chat about as well anyway. So you're not completely lost out. And as you can see, I'm in very low lighting, so you don't get the essence of how terrible I look. So Belinda, good evening to you. Hello, my lovely. Eileen, hello to you. Jen, hello, how are you doing? Magdalena, hello. Emma, hello. Oh, Alex is watching with you as well. Hi, Alex. You've got Stella and PJs. Do you know, right, Stella, I had the vaccine today as well, but I think I had a bit of a cold or something lingering anyway, so it's obviously vamped it right up. But I had it at 11 o'clock this morning and I feel like a bag of crap, so I can definitely empathize there with you, Stella. Oh, Jen, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Jen. Oh, many happy returns to you, my love. Good evening, Pat. Hello to you. Teresa, good evening, my lovely. Alexandria, hello to you. Jay, lots of you on already. So fabulous. Oh, my goodness. I feel like crap. But I'm here. I've got cards to talk about. Well, cards to do for you tonight. I'm going to try and limit myself. I don't want to do loads. So I'll probably maybe do about 10. I'll see how I get on. And then a few bits to talk about. Some newbie things coming to the shop, which is very, very exciting. Then also I have something that I am launching. So you might have seen previously my Tune Into You thingy with Bobby. So I've put that on hold for the minute because I've got something else that's come up that I'm feeling more drawn to, and it's more where my heart wants to be. So it's not that I don't want to do the Tune Into You at the moment. It's just not right for right now. But I do have something else even more exciting that is gonna take its place. But I'll be telling you about that later on this evening. Stella, yeah, I did. I've literally just taken some paracetamol. I've got my hot water bottle, and I've got a herbal tea with some honey in it as well. And then as soon as I've done this, I'm going to go up and like snuggle into bed and I'll probably watch some Netflix. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like everything hurts. So, but I've got fibro as well, so I'm pretty prone to being a bit achy anyway. Oh, Jay, that sounds good. Jay's making sticky toffee pudding and custard. Oh, delicious. So let me know what you're up to. Let me know how your weekend was. What did I do at the weekend? What did I do? It was Mother's Day, wasn't it? So let me know if you had a good Mother's Day, what you got up to, if you got anything lovely. I had some lovely flowers. I had a giant bottle of Prosecco. It was like a litre one, as big as me. I also got some lovely handmade cards, some shop cards. I got a giant box of Toffee chocolatey toffee things. Oh, favourites. So lots and lots of lovely little gifts. So a happy Mother's Day to you all too, whether you're fur baby mums or trying mums or any kind of mum out there. Lots of love to you. I hope you had a wonderful day. So Jen, oh, do you know, I've never thought about muscle relaxers, but then I worry because whenever I hear the word muscle relax, I always get the worry that I might shit myself. There we go. There's my first swear of the evening. So this evening, what I'm going to do is, Paula, hello. I've just seen you're on, my love. Good evening to you. So let's have a look on here. I'm going to bring my ticker up, and I've got another one as well. So because I'm quite limited, what I'll do is I can bring up my usual one, which I will do, and then I can bring up that one as well. So if I am doing a reading and you see that at the bottom, that's me exhausted myself. But I have got another treat for you tonight anyway, because if you don't get a reading on here, I have got some other treats for you. So let's have a look, see who's on there. Lots of warm drinks. Yes. Absolutely. Stella, fur baby mum to 3 little assholes. Oh, bless you. They sound wonderful. I bet. So anyone that is celebrating St. Paddy's Day tomorrow, a lovely, lovely, probably alcohol-fueled day to you too. Just reading through the comments. Oh, Jen. Oh, I need to look into that. I don't know if that's something that they do here in the UK. But Magdalena, try warm water, honey, ginger, and lemon. So in this one, I've got like the pucker tea, which is like a chamomile, lavender, and something, but I've put like a squirt of honey in there. So without further ado, let's do some readings. Let's see how I get on. Please do forgive me if I'm not bang on point as I usually am. So if this is your first time watching, I'm very sorry if I disappoint you. But those of you that follow and love me and love me for me, I know you'll appreciate me making the effort anyway. Elderberries. Ooh, that sounds nice. Ugh. Well, I had a Radox bath earlier. Normally I buy the red one, but I bought like this one with eucalyptus and rosemary in it, and I poured it in, and it smells like toilet cleaner. So I'm feeling like a very clean toilet. PG tips. Yeah, I always wonder about American tea. Right, so let's do, without further ado, let's do some cards, okay? And please do forgive me if I don't get to you this evening to do a card reading. I will hopefully be back on form next Tuesday to do lots and lots of them. So let's have a look, and I'll just see who jumps out rather than, because normally I try and do everyone as much as I can, but we'll go from there and see what comes. Right, Dawn, you've popped up, so let's have a look for you, my lovely. Okie dokie. And also, let me just say, if we do get a spammer on this evening or even tomorrow when I'm not even live, please do block and report them. As you know, I'd never message you offering you a reading or guidance or anything. If you want one, you know where I am. Right, so Dawn, for you, lovely, let's have a look. Oh, Jay, is that a Gaelic? I had the option to learn Gaelic at school when I went to school in Scotland, and I didn't, and I really wish that I did. Right, Dawn, for you, you've got Two of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Knight of Wands in reverse. What I'm seeing here for you is that there's choices to be made. However, I feel like there's a middle ground for you here. So just looking on this one, at this middle ground, it might be a bit of bargaining or a bit of compromise and a bit of pushing together to try and get to that middle ground, because I feel like there is some resistance there. However, this is going to carry you forward. So don't feel like you're missing out. Like at this point, something is better than nothing is what I'd want to say to you. So looking at this, I feel like you may be financially swayed by this, but what I want to tell you is to go within, go into your heart and do what feels right for you rather than being financially swayed, because that is going to lead you into something that will be fulfilling for you, for yourself and financially. So hopefully that is making sense for you. And if not, hopefully it will at some point. I might have a child come in. It sounds like someone's creeping in. Let's have a look. Oh, Rose, you're on. Hello, my lovely. Sammy, hello. Lots of love. So if anyone's watching, you've just joined me. I feel like a bag of crap, but I'm here anyway. I'm here. I've got my trusty fluffy hot water bottle and my warm tea, and I've just taken some paracetamol as well. So let's have a look, see who jumps out. If I don't get to you this evening, please do forgive me. Right, Teresa, let's do for you and see what comes up. Okay. Right. Okie dokie. Right, Teresa, you've got in reverse the Six of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. And I've also got the Justice card. So to look at these for you, I feel like not the level of work per se, but like you've probably seen posts lately talking about the mental load, where the women take on more of a mental load than the men. And not being sexist, but that's kind of generally the way it works. Not always, but just generally. And I feel like you're doing more of it, but it's not being seen. And I feel like everything that you're doing is either being questioned, or maybe you're feeling in yourself that you're not doing enough. But what I want to say to you is that you are doing enough. Please don't take to heart any passing comments, or just kind of take it with a pinch of salt, anything that's said in relation to kind of what you're doing or kind of how much you've done or how much effort that you've put in. What I am seeing for you though in the next, oh God, what are we? March. Okay. In the next sort of 12 weeks. Oh no, not another one. For fuck's sake. Right, we'll block him. Right, Matthew Patrick or Patrick, whatever your name is, bugger off. Okay, we got him in. So if anyone does that again, please do block them. It's an absolute piss take. Right, okay, so Teresa, sorry about that. So looking at this one, in the next 12 weeks, I'm seeing for you that there is an opportunity coming for you, and it's something that you feel really drawn to do, but I don't feel like it's a mutual agreement here. I feel like you and your other half may kind of see differently on this one, but what I want to say to you is to go more with what you feel. Even if it seems not completely certain, you're only holding yourself back if you don't take this choice. So go with it, and there may be a falling out, but I think in time it'll work itself out better than it would have done if you hadn't made this decision. So hopefully that makes sense for you there. Emily, hello, my lovely. Thank you so much. Right, let's have a look, see who we've got. Stella, I know they are. It winds me up. Not so much because they're hopping on my lives, but because like they're trying to get you to pay them money when they're not even real people. We've probably got like a 2-day-old Facebook. Right, let's have a look and see. Right, Alexandria, let's pull for you, my love. See what comes up. Okay. Oh, God, my back is a bit. I feel disgusting. Also tonight, so I will be telling my story. So you might have seen the story that I posted on the page the other day about something that happened when I was 19 with my landlord. So I've got a story that I am going to tell tonight that is not that story, but I will put out a trigger warning of like a domestic violence story, but I'll get to that. That'll be at the end. So if you want to stay for the readings and all the other chit chat, then you can. And then if you want to listen to my story, and not because a woe is me kind of storytelling thing, it's more so if there's anyone listening that's in a similar situation, and you maybe kind of, or even if it's not that situation, but still some kind of guidance and inspiration, knowing that you should never feel like you're stuck somewhere where you are. But I'll get to that in a bit. So Alexandria, for you, my love, you've got the 6 of Cups in reverse, you've got the Ace of Pentacles, and you've also got the Queen of Wands. What I'm seeing here for you is things possibly work-wise or financially related seem to have got a bit too serious. So what I'd say is kind of invite back in the fun, or step back from anything that's not really bringing you any joy, because I'm seeing that there's some stuff going on around you that's causing you stress, or it's just weighing heavy on you, or there's a responsibility that's not necessarily yours, but you're kind of putting up with it for whatever reason. And it seems to be sucking the fun out of things for you, or you're not really feeling that joy in things at the minute. So what I would say to you is over the next kind of 3 months, that warm weather will come in. But I want to say trees, forest, woods, getting out in the woods more, and really kind of having that time for you, allowing yourself to say no to people as well, because I feel like that's a big thing here that's resting on you. A lot of other people's responsibility, or a lot of other people's crap that's not doing you very well. So bringing back in that fun element for you, and not letting yourself do too much for other people. So that's for you, my love. So just scrolling down. Teresa, you are very, very welcome. Stella, yeah, I've had lots of water today, lots and lots. Let's have a look. Oh, right, Stella, let's pull for you and see. So I want to do a few more, because as you can see, I'm a bit naff. I'm a bit broken. So if you are hopping on and this is the first time you've ever watched me, I do apologize. I don't normally look this awful, and I am normally a lot more fun. Right, okay. Oh, 2 have come out there. Right, Stella, for you, you've got the Knight of Swords, the 10 of Wands in reverse, and you've also got the Queen of Cups. So looking at this for you, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for you here right now, but for some reason you keep going back to the past. And I'm drawn to between October and January just gone, whether there's something there that's happened for you, but I feel like you've distanced yourself from either a person or a situation or an idea. So I was looking at this thinking, I want you to have more confidence in yourself and in what you're moving forward into, because I feel like for you, it's maybe kind of, you seem like not defensive, but I feel like you're kind of grasping onto something for fear of losing it, or for fear of things going wrong. But I just want to say to you, rest assured, and just try and let those barriers down a bit and let things soften, because I do see that things will become easier for you, or you will get that goal or whatever it is that you're aiming for, trying to get. But you need to kind of let your barriers down a bit and let that worries lessen there for you, because it does look like it's weighing quite heavy on you. What I will say is communicate. Anyone around you that will give you a welcome ear, please do chat to them and just kind of openly talk to them about any worries that you've got, or anything that's kind of resting on your mind, because I feel like that old saying, like a problem shared is a problem halved. So make sure you're talking about things and being open about it and not bottling it up. But that's there for you, my lovely. Hopefully, there we go. Very true. Oh, bless you. Very, very welcome. Right. Oh, Belinda, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, fingers crossed for you, my love. Right, Nikki, you've jumped out at me. Let's have a look for you. Okay, I'm probably only going to do about 3 more. I go for that. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with really, really shit readings, if I'm being honest. I sound like Gretchen from Recess. Did anyone used to watch that? If you're about my age, you might remember Recess on, was it Disney or Nickelodeon? One of the two. Anyway, so Nikki, for you, I've got the 3 of Wands, you've got Justice in reverse, and then you've got the 10 of Swords. So I'm seeing for you here, especially with the 10 of Swords, that there is a new chapter coming for you, something that has been long awaited. But what I will say is that it may not come to you the conventional way, or you may have had to kind of go round about the houses to achieve what you've been trying to get, especially anything looking back sort of September time or thereabouts. I'm seeing this coming back again, and this being like a new offering or something that's gonna bode well for you this time, whereas before it seemed like it either wasn't there or it didn't work out how you planned it. But over the next 3 months, I feel like it's not just going to fall into your hands. I would say that you need to, there is work there to be done for you, and there's a little cat in this card as of curiosity. I feel like there's questions for you to ask to get the results that you want, because I feel like if you don't ask those questions, then people are just gonna kind of glaze over it. So make sure you're asking any questions where this new transition is concerned. Make sure that you're getting any information that's going to benefit this transition here as well. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But let me just say, any hurdles or anything that's come up, it is coming around for you. So just kind of trust in that. And that's for you, my lovely. Let's have a look. Oh, it was Nickelodeon. Oh, I used to love Nickelodeon. I get in from school, I'd watch, so As Told by Ginger, I'd watch Tucker, and was it the Family Garcia? I think it was. I just love Nickelodeon after school. Stella, bless you. Thank you so much. So that is for you, my lovely. Alexandria, oh, bless you. Yes, lots and lots of fresh air and you time, definitely. Let's have a look. All right, Belinda, for you. Did I pull? I haven't pulled for you yet, have I? Okay, then I'm going to do, I'll do one more. I'm going to bring up this banner because that's me, my lot. I might do one more after Belinda. We'll see what comes up. But that's me. Right, so Belinda, for you, lovely. Let's have a look and see what comes up. Okay, so you've got the Fool card, you've got the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, and you've got the Knight of Swords also in reverse. I feel like for you, and I know I've said this to you before, but you are blocking your own progress. There's with the Fool card there, it's saying there is a way around, and there's more than one way around any obstacles, and it doesn't need to be a direct path to get to where you need to go. You're meant to go on this journey. You're meant to explore and to have these experiences. But what I'm seeing for you is that you've kind of stepped back from your practice, any soul practice, any intuitive practice, anything like that. That needs to welcome back in. But what I am seeing is more kind of May time for you, for that to happen. Also, what I do want to say is I'm reluctant for you to do any academic study or any courses or anything. I feel like for you, you need to experiment and kind of learn yourself, like learn with your own hands and the way of doing things, or maybe learn alongside someone. So invest in any courses or anything like that at the minute, I don't see as being beneficial for you, but just following what's in here and doing it, regardless of what else is going on around you, because you need that time for you. But this one is just saying to you, yes, there is obstacles there, but there's always a way around it. And that is for you, my love. So let's have a look at the comments. Real Monsters. Oh, I don't know. Do I remember? I can't remember what that's about. Probably the Olsen twins. Oh, yeah, I know that one. There was the Amanda Show and all that as well. Oh, I used to love Nickelodeon. But then, like, what was the other ones? Not on Nickelodeon, but there was like Sister and Clarissa and all that lot. I used to love them. Love watching them. And Sabrina. Always loved Sabrina. And did you know that Ryan Reynolds, in Sabrina the movie, Ryan Reynolds plays, not Harvey, the other guy. I can't remember his name. He's got like blonde curtains and whatnot. So that is cards for you all. Oh, Belinda, bless you. You're very, very welcome. I do. Oh, they were so good. Renford Rejects. Oh my God. I love that. And I used to watch Hey Doug. is it Hey Doug? Or no, not Hey Doug. Hey Arnold. I used to watch Doug as well, but I used to watch Hey Arnold. I used to, oh God, trip down memory lane. I also watched Sabrina on Netflix, and that's nothing like the original one with Melissa Joan Hart. But I did watch on Disney Plus on Star. They've got Drive Me Crazy, which has got Melissa Joan Hart. That was, oh. And I watched Beaches the other day, and my God, did I cry like a little baby. Clarissa Explains It All. Oh, I love that. And oh, what was the other one I used to watch? There was Tucker. I quite enjoyed Tucker. And oh, I'm trying to think what the other one was, and I used to watch it all the time. I think it was, yeah, As Told by Ginger. Was like a cartoon, but it was pretty good. I felt like a big girl when I used to watch that. Keenan and Kel, yes. Who loves orange soda? Oh my God, my throat. Not me right now. I love chamomile tea. Right, so that's the cast for tonight. I'm sorry to disappoint anyone, but I've done what I can. I don't want to leave you with a half-assed reading. You deserve better than that. So I'll cap it there. Nikki, bless you. You're so very welcome. Yes, the Wild Thornberries. Oh, this is brilliant. I love this. This is so good. So tonight, chatting about, I am going to chat about my shop, but only briefly because I've got some new stock coming in. You'll have seen it already, hopefully. But I have got 2 Rebecca Campbell books coming in. So I've got Light as the New Black coming in, and also Rise, Sister Rise, which I can't tell you how excited and how happy I am to be stocking them. They are not just a book. Trust me, these books will change your life. They will change your outlook and your perception on yourself and everything around you. Like, I can't praise these books enough. So to be stocking them is amazing. So as soon as the stock arrives, I'll be putting them on the website, and they'll be up there ready for you to order. As with all the other lovely bits, I'm not going to show you everything tonight. If you've been following me, you'll have a gist of what's on there. But if you haven't had a look, you can go onto the website and onto the shop, and it'll tell you on there. If you go on that website, click on the Chakra shop, you'll find it on. Yay, my sister's on here. Hello. So next, going on to, oh yes, so talking about readings. Obviously, as always, I am available for one-to-ones, but I closed my books for something in December, and I hadn't opened them until now. And I actually only opened my books, I believe, for the 12-month one. But let me just say that the projection readings are back on. And not only that, but all of them are 15% off. So whether you have a 3-month one, a 6-month one, or a 12-month one, if you use the code PROGUIDE15, you'll get 15% off them. However, there is a catch. That code will expire after 5 uses. So whether you book a 3-month, whether you book a 6-month, or whether you book a 12-month, that 15% will come off for you. And you can find that on the website. If you go onto there and onto guidance, and you'll find the projection readings on there, and you can book that in. That will come to you typed and all lovely. Lots of you watching have had the projection readings, and I've only had good reviews about them. So very lovely, very good. And Harpreet, hello, my love. Oh, Harpreet, I started sending you a message, and right, I will send you a message after this because I started typing it, and then I've obviously got distracted. So I will send that to you as soon as I come off on here. So I've told you about the projections, so don't forget to make a note of that code if you want to use it again, because I will not be sharing it on the main page, and there's only 5 uses of it, so best be quick. So I mentioned about I'm excited. I mentioned about the Tune Into You program that I was doing, which was a 7-week one, and I've been working away on that behind the scenes. However, the more and more I got into it, it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right for now, and because of that reason, I've kind of pulled back. It's sat there on the back burner for when it does feel right, but not for right now. And I did a bit of soul inquiry for myself, and I was really kind of going inward to see what I needed, like really what I needed. And I was sort of thinking, like, what am I drawn to? And for me, the one thing that I always go back to is my art. I've always go back to it, like through childhood, through school, college, growing up. I've still obviously got a animal portraits business, which is my art, and then you know about my soul art as well, which brings me to, I'm so excited. I'm going to play the video before I tell you anymore, but I'm so excited about this. I like So this is what I've cooked up for you. Let me take these bits off first, otherwise it'll come up on there. But have a look at this.
Soul art for beginners. Tune in to create art from the soul. Release from ego to find your flow. Realize your soul's color connections and connect and step into your highest creativity. No artistic skills needed. So join me for a beginner's 3-part series. Part 1, letting go. Release from ego to find and embrace your flow. Part 2, color connections. Discover your soul's connections to color. And Part 3, highest creator. A visual message from the soul. So join me for all 3 parts or just Part 3. I'd recommend all 3 to get best results, but if you want to dive straight in to create a final piece, you can join for the 3rd and final session. For the 3rd workshop alone is just £22, or for the whole 3-part series is £55. You'll be provided a list of materials needed. So the workshop dates are Wednesday the 5th of May, 12th of May and the 19th of May. Each session is via Zoom. You'll have access to the live session and additional content via the hub, including full support and a members Facebook group. So sign up using the link attached. I'll see you there.
Oh, I can't tell you how happy I am about that. That literally, like, I've been buzzing to share that, but I've been holding off so I could share it with you tonight so you had a first look. But eek, I'm going to post the link for that in the comments. So whether you want to do all 3 or whether you want to just do the 3rd one, it's up to you. And let me tell you, it wouldn't be me if I didn't put out some codes and offers. So very, very exciting. So if you click on Anniver, that link there, that will take you to my dashboard where you can choose to either sign up to all 3 parts or just the 3rd part. It's up to you. And as it says in there, yes, it's soul art workshops, but you don't even need to be good at art. Like, actually, if you're not good at art, it'll probably benefit you, to be honest, because it's going to be about letting go, detaching from any ego things going on and really tuning in to what's in here, to flow and to let go, to realize your color connections. It's so exciting. And as a lot of you know, I've been working on for nearly the past year on a soul art activation course. So that will be coming hopefully in the summer. So these workshops I'm putting out for you to get a taster and to see what you think, because I can't tell you how excited I am. Stella, bless you. Nanite, my lovely, lots of love. Mwah. So with this one, not only is it that price, I am offering an early bird. So at the minute, let me find you the link, the code. Right. So if you add in for either the 3-part or just the 3rd part, the last one, just enter the code early bird, all in capitals, and that will take 10% off for you. However, if you're in my soul circle, I'll be putting a code in to the soul circle group, so you get that discount. So you get 25% off that if you are in my soul circle. But that's an early bird one. The soul circle discount doesn't expire, but the early bird one will expire on, I think it's is it the 22nd? Let me have a look. Yes, Monday the 22nd of March. That early bird offer will expire, so you'll have to get in before that. But what I'm doing for the 3-part one, there is a split payment. If you want to do that, you'll need to be booked onto it by the 5th of April to do the split payment, because obviously it needs to work out how it's going to work out. But let me know what you're thinking about it. Even if you're not good at art, let me know how you feel. I'm so excited. I can't tell you how good it feels for me to be sharing something arty with you. So during the week, like during the day, I go into schools, I do art well-being with children, and obviously I do my own soul art, I do portraits, and like art for me is, the art is me, and to share that bit of myself, like art for me is so sacred. So to be sharing that with you, I'm so excited. I can feel myself like buzzing over it, even though I feel like absolute crap. I'm so buzzing. So more information on that will go up on the main page. Do keep an eye on that, and if you want to have a join, please do. I will need a minimum number of people to join it to make it viable, otherwise I won't be able to run it. So hopefully there's lots of you out there interested. I'm not expecting you all to flock in, but it would be nice to have a really lovely group of you to join me. And even if you can only come for the 3rd one, or if you can make all 3, that would be amazing. I would love to have you either way. So it's all about kind of tuning in into soul and connecting in with your highest creator. And it's not about creating a pretty picture that looks like something that you've copied. It's probably going to look quite abstract. It might have some sort of form to it, but we'll see what happens. So that is my soul art workshop for beginners. Yay! I'm so excited. So if anyone's got any questions, please do direct them to me. And then also every month we have, without fail, we have, Pat says she's absolute rubbish at art. That's fine. This will probably be good for you because you don't need to even be good at art for it. The more trained you are in art, the more you'll probably struggle to get your hand around it because you'll want to kind of do what you've learned. So if you're not good at art at all, this is perfect. So also looking into every month without fail, you know that I run my Balm for the Soul session. And this month, sorry, but the last session, oh my God, it was fully packed. Like we had no room for anybody else and it was amazing. I had so many incredible women sharing the space with me and it was just, it was beautiful. So the next one that I've got for you, I'll play my little thingamabob. So the next one coming up is a deep stress relief, which I'm sure we all need right now. This one I've done many times before in my online classes and in my in-person group classes as well. And it's always really, really well received. If you're feeling like you're stressed out and you just need a bit of a break, need to release some deep stuff going on in there, this is a really, really lovely one. Each person joining will get also a card reading as well. And then you'll have time to journal and just to share space and close down at the end. And then while you're meditating, I'll do some distance healing for everybody as well. So, oh, Pat, oh, good. I'm glad. So if you do fancy joining me on that one, please do be quick because they do book up. Well, if it's this month, anything to go by, it will book up quite quickly because I think most people were quite keen to come back, if not all. So that is Balm for the Soul. And then next, I'm just making sure I work through everything because I want to get to my story. And it's something that's I've never really told publicly. Well, I've told to people, but I've never really put it out there. But it's something I feel like I want to really talk about and to be frank about it, because not to have any sympathy or to be like, oh, look at me, this happened. But because if there's anyone else there that's feeling like they're not worthy or they're not good enough or that they're stuck in a cycle that they can't break free from, I want to share my story that might inspire you to know that you're not stuck anywhere. And it might seem like it is, but I promise you, you're not stuck anywhere. So how are we doing for time? It's only 9:20. So normally I get on to my rants and raves a lot later than this. But because I'm feeling a bit poorly, I'm not going to stay on too late. So I probably will only be on for another half an hour or so. So we'll see how I get on. But if you're still here and if you're still watching, give me an emoji or a comment or something just to let me know that you're still here so I know who is here. But anything that I've spoken about already will be up on the main page. I don't know if there's a delay in the comments as well. So I'll just hang on and see who is still here. Dawn's still here. Thank you, Dawn. Anybody else? Oh, Paula's still here. Hello to you, my love. Pat's still here. Fabulous. So still quite a few of you. Nikki's still here. Lovely. Lots of you still here. So what I will do is I'm going to put this up here because I don't want anyone to pop on who's not listened already to kind of hear what I'm talking about. It's not distressing to a terrible level, but if you've been through similar, it might spike you a bit. But I want to tell you about my own story. One of them. I've got a lot of stories where a lot of shit's happened, and yeah, I just want to share it to let people know that they're not alone. So you'll have read the story about me and my landlord and whatnot. So the flat that I was actually living in was with a friend of mine, but we'd lived in a flat before that. And we just kind of met through chance. So I used to work in a bar and I used to work for Wetherspoons actually. And then I moved to where I moved to, which was too much of a travel. So then I started working in this bar and it was quite good fun. And it was actually the people that I worked with that helped me get out of the situation that I was in, but I'll come to that. So to kind of go backwards a little bit. So I was at college, I was studying art, and I was so during my first year, I was in the relationship that I've been in since I was, 16, but I did miss a year. So when I started college, so I was in a bit of like a 2-year relationship. So I was late starting college, and that had come to an end. And then the months had gone by, and I turned 18 in the August. So that was me out on the town, loving life. And I'd been out one night. I was actually working in Wetherspoons this night, and someone that I'd gone to college with had said to me, "Oh, do you fancy coming with me to get piercing tomorrow?" So I was like, yeah, all right then, why not? So got our cheesy chips and our chicken parma. If you're from the north, or if you've spent any time in the north, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say a chicken parma, because I've not had one of them for ages. So anyway, we stood chatting, and she was like, "Oh, you come and get one done as well." I'm not going to tell you where, but let me say it's not in the nether regions. It's upwards. So I'd gone with her the next day, and we got a piercing, and she'd gone off on her way. I was walking back for the bus, and then outside of, I think it was Yates's actually, I bumped into someone that I'd knew anyway, and they sort of said hello, and I was like, "Oh, hello," and it was a Saturday or a Sunday. It was a derby football day. And oh no, my sister, have you had a palm of tea? So it was like a big football derby day. The pub was absolutely packed. And he said, "Oh, come in, have a drink." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, all right, then why not?" So I went in, and we got chatting, and it was all good fun. And there was this guy there he was funny, he was hilarious. And at the time I was thinking, yeah, he's all right, he's okay. So we got chatting, and then they're like, "Oh, we're all going to go back to his auntie's house." His auntie was roughly the same age. And he was like, "Oh, do you want to come back for some drinks?" So I was like, "Yeah, I'll go back." So we did that, and I think following that, we spent like every day with each other for like weeks after that. I would go to college, and then instead of going back to where I was living, I'd go straight over to his, because he had his own house where he lived with his brother. So I'd go straight over, and we were inseparable. And I was just obviously not long coming out of like my childhood sweetheart relationship. And then finding this, I was just like in awe, thinking, "Oh my God, like I found it. This is it." And you can tell from that it's not how it panned out. So I'm feeling a bit nervous talking about this. If you're still listening and watching, please do give me some support in the comments. And you might notice I'm a bit chirpy as I'm telling this, but it's more so for me to kind of keep my spirits high. So anyway, we were kind of inseparable for weeks and weeks, and got to the point that I couldn't live where I was living at that time, so I'd had to leave there. And he'd said, "Oh, well, why don't you move in with me?" And I think we'd only been together like 2 months, and because we were inseparable, it just seemed like, yeah, why not? Like, we spend every day together. I'm pretty much live in his house anyway, so I was like, yeah, let's do that. So I moved in with him, and this was, I believe, probably about the November time I'd moved in with him. So we got to spend like our first Christmas together, and it was really, really lovely. And his like I say, his brother lived with us as well, and he wasn't very nice to his brother, but I thought that was just like a sibling kind of thing. So that was that, and then things started to change a little bit, and he'd get quite angry, and things weren't so great. So this is kind of in the November, beginning of December. So not quite Christmas, New Year time. And things had changed. It's like little things that he said, or he'd whinge about things that weren't really that important. And then we begin to find, so we went on his work's Christmas do, which he drank a lot. And this is disgusting. I woke up in the morning, and like the bed was just soaking wet. He drank so much, like he pissed the bed. So I got up, and I was like, "Right, come on, we got to," and then that just like obviously triggered something. So he like booted off, was whinging, "Oh, I didn't piss, it was you," and like, so I just didn't want to argue. So we cleaned it up, and that was that. I never said any more. And then Christmas Day comes, and I think we'd gone to his grandparents, and it was really, really hostile. And then I found out stuff about his family, and that he kind of grown up in quite a hostile family setting. Like his dad wasn't a very nice man. So I was kind of thinking, right, okay, like trying to justify why and what he was doing and saying. And at this point, it doesn't sound that terrible. Then we had gone to stay at my mum and dad's for New Year, and obviously New Year he had quite a lot to drink. But like, let me just say as well, like he's the kind of guy that he can walk the walk, he can talk the talk. He's like a lad's lad. Like all of my family were just like in love with him. Like, he was the best thing since sliced bread. It was great. And then New Year, we'd obviously gone to bed, woke up in the middle of the night, and he'd pissed all over the bed. So I woke up and I was like proper fuming because we were at my mum and dad's house. He'd pissed the bed and I just wasn't impressed. And then that's when things like really, really changed. And this is when I was a bit like, oh, fuck. Because it was at my parents' house that he had the fucking balls to do this. So there's me saying, right, you got to get up. And he's trying to blame me again. And obviously it wasn't me. So I'm like, right, come on. Like, we need to sort this out because we can't do this at my mum and dad's house. Which then resulted in him putting his hands around my throat and like pinning me against the wall and like threatening to, he like kind of made a fist, but then I did the kind of, my mum and dad were in the next room and he backed off a little bit and he was just like, oh, clean it up your fucking self. And then that was like horrific for me at the time. And then the next morning we go down for breakfast and he kind of strolls in. He goes, hey, oh, it's all pissy pants here and having a song and dance and a laugh about it. And oh, it was great. And then there's me thinking, yeah, and no one has no idea that he had me pinned by the throat against the wall last night. So that was that. We stayed and then we went back to the house that we were living at. And then from then things just kind of progressed. I was still going to college at the time and I was still working at Wetherspoons. Then because I had to travel from where we were into city centre, he didn't want me going to work anymore. So then I stopped working at Wetherspoons and, well, actually they basically sacked me because I wasn't turning up for my shifts. Then I stopped going to college as much and I had to tell my tutors that I wasn't very well and that I had ongoing health problems. When actually I was being locked in the house and told that I wasn't allowed to go out. So he would go out to work in the morning, he'd lock me in and then he wouldn't, like, he'd finish about 2-3 o'clock and I had to just like that was my normal, which is the saddest thing. That was my normal for me. And then like the odd time I would go into college and funnily enough, so my final major project, I think it was called. So I was doing art and design, but in my second year I specialised in fashion design. So my final major project was based around domestic violence and around women's rights and all of that kind of stuff. And it was like me doing a bit of a call for help when I was at college. And like my tutors would like, oh yeah, it's a really, really good topic to tackle and this and that. And I'm like screaming inside, like, please help me. And my best friend like had a good idea of what was going on, but I hadn't told her the extent of it. And I had another friend who would often come and stay over at our house and like even through the week, and then we just go back to college, or I'd go and stay at her house, and he would hate that. He'd be, oh, I miss you so much, I love you, I miss you, I can't have you away from me. But I knew like he was absolutely boiling, waiting for me to get back. So she'd come and stay over, and we kind of have petty arguments while she was there. And then I think the last time she ever stayed, so we had a cat at the time. He was called Sausage, and the last time she stayed, I don't even know what was going on. Like, I think we were just having some drinks. There was nothing rowdy. And then he just turned and he just started arguing. Like, he was quite good at that. He'd just flick up a switch. He would just turn and change. And we had, in our bathroom, it was like the door was here and the airing cupboard was there. So if you shut the door, locked it, and then pushed the airing cupboard on it, like, you couldn't get through the door. I spent many, many nights in that bathroom, let me tell you, and slept in the bath quite a few times. Not full of water, let me say. So me and my friend had like hidden in the bathroom for ages, and she was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like, you always seem to argue when I'm here. And I was like, no, it's like all the time, this is just normal. And like I said, we had a cat at the time, and we'd had tins of cat food like closed, and because I wouldn't answer him as I like walked away from him, he actually threw a tin of cat food at us, which had hit me. It only got me on the back, but still wasn't great. So we kind of camped out in the bathroom for ages until he apologized and said sorry. And that was the last time she ever stayed. I think that was like a bit of an eye-opener for her, to be honest. And then going on from there, like, he was an asshole to his brother. His brother knew exactly what he was like, but to everyone else, he was just like the best guy ever. Best guy. And it was annoying because I couldn't say to anyone because everyone loved him. And you know that saying, it's like, oh, like, when you tell your mum something, you know it's over because you've told your mum. So there's me thinking, I can't tell my family because I want them to accept him and to to want me to want to be with him. So there's me like getting through stuff. And then college, I managed to just scrape through college, if I've been honest. I did get a few distinctions, which was good. I got a distinction in my fashion design one, would you believe it? But like in my art history and fashion history and whatnot, I did pretty well, considering I dropped down from I think it was a full diploma to like a certificate, because I wasn't in there like much. So I think they probably sussed that stuff was going on, but they didn't want to say anything. So then come like our end of year fashion show, where I'd actually modelled one of the dresses that I'd designed and made that was based around domestic abuse. And like him and my mum had come to watch, and all my friends had gone out to celebrate us like finishing our final year, and that was it. And obviously I couldn't go out, I wasn't allowed. So that was that. But like beforehand, it was, oh no, you can't go to uni, you can't do that. And then all of a sudden I thought, shit, like I want to do something, which resulted in me applying to do a fashion degree, which I then dropped out of because of like, when I was thinking about it, I probably wasn't in the right frame of mind to really choose what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I did drop out of this fashion foundation degree, but that was after we'd split. So kind of carried on. I was just kind of bimbling around. I got a job in the bar that I spoke about at the beginning, and it was lovely. I really, really enjoyed it. But then we went, when we used to go out, like there was a guy that worked with me, coincidentally had the same name as the guy that I was with. And I'd always see him eyeballing the guy that I was with, and he knew, and he would see things, and he'd see like all the makeup that I was wearing and everything. And it got to one night, I think it was his brother's birthday. We'd gone down to like the local pub, and we had a lovely night. We did karaoke, we had some drinks. It was lovely. And then on the walk home, he just absolutely like completely just changed, and he booted off and started walking off in one direction. And me and his brother were just stood there as if to be like, oh, right, okay, what now? So we made our own way home, and then come into him, sat on, like, sprawled on the sofa crying, telling us what an asshole he was. And like I sort of said, well, yeah, you are an asshole. Because by this point, I was like, I've got no fight left in me. Like, I may as well just. And what I will say is, like, there was many times, if I could, I would try and leave the house, and like out the back of the house were just fields and fields. And I remember I'd just walk and get to like the middle of these fields and just sit there until I felt like, right, okay, maybe I should go back now. Like maybe he's cooled down a bit. So there's a lot of stuff in between this, but I don't want to go too in depth into things. But like this night we got back, he'd been led on the couch. And then I said, right, come on, we'll go up to bed. So his brother went to bed, I think, and we'd gone up to bed, and I feel a bit emotional. I'm like coming real hot. So I led him bed, and he'd like kind of sprawled over and like put his arm over, and I'd said, oh, like move back over your side. And then again he just booted off. Next thing, he's like there trying to gouge my eyes out with his thumbs. Like he's hit me. I'm like pinned on this bed. I didn't know what to do with myself, and I don't know how, out of where, but I found the strength to just like swing my hand, and I caught him like right here. So that got him off me, but then he's like was pulling at my legs and trying to like kick and smack and all of this stuff. So I won't go too much into that. And that for me was like that was the final straw, because it wasn't good. Like there's so many little things that I kind of at the time I thought was so little, but looking back now, I know that they weren't little things. But I'll be here for ages telling you about all of them. But that was the final straw, and the guy that I was working with, I kind of said to him, I was like, I need to leave. Bearing in mind, I was working in a bar Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the odd Sunday. I wasn't earning a lot of money. I was pretty much on my own because I'd like detached from a lot of my friends. So I only really had the people that I worked with. So the guy that I worked with had said, look, he was living in a house share, and he said, oh, we've got a room coming up. So why don't you come and stay with us? We'll help you out till you get on your feet. So I was like, right, okay. And I'd arranged for, well, I didn't even pack up I packed up all of my stuff, but I packed like a ready bag of just bits that I needed immediately. And I wrote a note, and I knew that he was going to be coming home at like 2-3 o'clock. So I left at lunchtime just in case. And I waited and I waited and waited for this phone call. And as you can believe, I had all these like horrible words shouted down the phone at me. It's like, you can't fucking leave me, this and the other. And then he started crying and he started shouting again, and it wasn't great. But then I got to like this house share thing, and they sort of said, look, actually, there's a girl that lives next door. She's got a flat on her own with a friend that's just moved out. Would you rather move in there? So I was like, yeah, actually I would, because it was like a house share mainly full of men. So I'd done that and I'd moved in with her, and that was literally, it was so liberating. It didn't end there, because like me and the girl I'd moved in with, we'd become really good friends and decided to get another flat elsewhere in town, which was the one owned by the landlord that was in my story the other day. And if that wasn't bad enough, we had new neighbours at the new flat a few months after we moved in. And lo and behold, it was my ex and his brother. So how bloody fabulous was that? So besides the landlord thing and him being there, that's kind of why I didn't stick around for long. But I just want to say to you, like, that was me at 19. I had nothing. I wasn't even 19. I was 18, almost 19. And actually, we were due to go up to visit my grandparents. And I later found out that he had money to buy me a ring. He'd arranged for us to go to the top of Ben Nevis, and he was going to propose to me. So if that's not divine timing, I bloody do not know what is. But there's me, age 18, nearly 19. And I don't know how, but I managed to get the strength to get out of there, to know that I wasn't meant to be there. That wasn't my life. That wasn't what I was meant to be doing. I wasn't meant to be putting up with all of that shit. So if there's anyone watching that has listened to the story and you're stuck, whether it's in a similar situation or whether it's just a completely different situation, but you feel like you're stuck in it and you can't leave it, or like you're committed to it, like you're never ever stuck anywhere, like know that you can leave at any time. And even if all you've got is the clothes on your back, you can always leave. I went on from there. I did have another serious relationship. Well, I say serious, it was only like 6 months, but like back then that was quite serious. And then I was really lucky that it was probably about a year after that I'd split from this guy, I had met someone that was like an instant connection. And nearly 11 years later, I'm still with him now. He's the father to my children, and I feel like the whole thing, I was starting to cry now. No, but like, if I'd have stayed in that situation, I wouldn't be where I am now. I have built myself up from nothing to where I'm now. Obviously, I've had the help of Mark and family and whatnot, like here and there, but I left with nothing, and I'm here. I'm alive. I've got a pretty fucking good life now. I have to say it. So please know that you're never stuck in a situation where you're held there. Or there's always a way, I promise you, even if it doesn't seem like there is, like, and you are stronger than you realize. And I feel really emotional now, but I'm just looking at all your comments now as well, and reading some of you have been through similar things, and like, so sorry to hear it's happened to you. You've been through similar. Thank you all so much for your lovely comments. Like, there's so much more I could have said, but I think I've never publicly told this, and not in that much detail. I'm not ready to go into further detail at the minute on that one. But if there's anyone out there that can relate and kind of feels like they've been there, or they're that place, like, just remember you're amazing. I did make a little banner for you as well. Let's have there we go. You're worthy, you are strong, you can do this. And it kind of ties in. The reason I wanted to speak about it was about stuff obviously going on in the media. I'll take that down. About stuff going on in the media at the minute, and with everything that's gone on. And yes, it's right. Not all men are bad men. They're not. I've got a really amazing man. I've got quite a few amazing men in my life, but I'm with a man now that makes me so happy, and he treats me right, and I'm just really happy. But there are bad men out there. And it's like I said in my post the other day, not all planes crash, but they still provide you with a life jacket, and they still have to do all of this and all of that, just on the off chance. So never ever feel bad about protecting yourself. Never feel bad about doing something to stay safe. Never feel like you're being, or even if you are being judged, don't give a shit, because you're doing what you need to do to keep you safe. Okay. And if you've got children, they will be priority, but remember that you are always a priority as well. And it's not all men, but you never know. I never knew that day that I walked into that pub, I seen this guy. It was the life and soul of the party. He was amazing. And little did I think that months down the line, he'd be like gouging my eyes out with his like thumbs in my eyes and kicking shit out of me. So there we are. Like, and never feel bad for wrongly judging a person either. Like, as long as you kind of get to realize who they really are, whether they're a good person or whether they're a bad person, however you judge them in the beginning, because we can never stay safe enough. So never feel bad for that. Just reading my comments, my sister, not enough, but see about, yeah, it has, and it does make you who you are. And I've been obviously the Rebecca Campbell books that I'm going to be stocking in. I've been like re-listening to Light is the New Black, and it's just so profound. And it's kind of says, there's a bit in there where it says, yes, that everything has happened, but it's happening for you, not to you. And like my sister says, that it's made you who you are today. It's given you the experience to kind of fulfill your soul purpose, or to kind of step into your calling. Because if you didn't have the experience, you wouldn't be able to do what you need to do. It's like you need work experience, you need to learn stuff to be able to share it with other people. And it's like this in life. To be able to fulfill what you're meant to do, you need to have the experience in that. So if at this time you're going through a hard time, just know that, and without sounding patronizing, just know that there is not a lesson to be learned, but it's happening for you, because at some point you're going to have the tools and the strength that you need to do what you need to do. God, I've got a massive sweat on. I think it's these cozy jammies and this hot water bottle mixed with me being a bit emotional. But I think my paracetamol's kicked in a little bit. I still feel a bit nasally and achy though. Oh, Jessie sending lots and lots of love to you. Thank you for the big hugs. I need it. Things do happen for a reason. You're right, Pat. So I hope I haven't left you on a downer. But there's something I wanted to share. But just going back to what I said about before, obviously Balm for the Soul for April's one is a deep stress relief. If you want to book onto that, you'd be most welcome. There is only 10 spaces for that. And also my soul art workshops. Oh, we're so happy about it. If you want to book onto that, all the information will be on the main page. So that'll be on there for you. And I will be sharing the shit out of that in the coming weeks. So please don't get sick of seeing it, because it's like my little baby that I finally birthed. And I'm just like, yes. Jessie, it is. Yes. Light as the New Black. So Rise Sister Rise was bloody good. But Light as the New Black is just, it's something else. That was the one that she wrote first as well. And actually, so with the Work Your Light Oracle deck of Rebecca Campbell's, once you've read Light as the New Black, the Work Your Light deck actually, it seems to make more sense than it already does. So good God, I am like mass. I'm gonna have to put that. I've got a big sweat on. I don't know if it's like a temperature or just because I'm hugging a hot water bottle. But thank you to everyone who watched and listened and who stayed on. If there's any family members that have been watching, I'm sorry if you had to hear that. Most of you know what happened anyway. Or you know to an extent. But yeah, just know that I wasn't saying that for a look at me, or like, don't feel sorry for me. I've been there. I've overcame it. Like, I'm past that now. I'm stronger than that. And stupid, it sounds stupid, but I needed that to know what I didn't want in my life, and I needed it to know how strong I was. So I'm gonna play out my little thingy-my-bobby for my soul art thing, and I'm gonna leave you with that. But big smiles, and hopefully that's kind of touched something in you that makes you realize that you are strong, that you can do anything that you set your mind to. You're never ever ever stuck in one thing. And us women, we're more powerful than we realize. So lots of love to you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Biggest apologies that I'm in my pajamas and that I don't feel great. I'm going to head off to bed. Teresa, yes, I will be going off to bed. But love to you all. I will be back, hopefully more upbeat next Tuesday. And I would absolutely love to showcase some more special guests. So if you know a lady that's got a special story, if she's fundraising, or a special cause or anything, please do send her my way. Or if you are that lady and you've got a story to share or anything inspiring or any fundraising, we want to we want you on here, because I want to share as many amazing women as possible as I can on here. So lots of love to you all. Good night to you all. Saying the night. Bless you all. Mwah. I love you all so much. Those of you that stay to the end, you're absolute diamonds. And the support that you give me, like, not just tonight, but week in, week out, is so, so appreciated. So lots and lots of love to you all. And I will leave you with this one.
Soul art for beginners. Tune in to create art from the soul. Release from ego to find your flow. Realize your soul's color connections and connect and step into your highest creativity. No artistic skills needed. So join me for a beginner's 3-part series. Part 1, letting go. Release from ego to find and embrace your flow. Part 2, color connections. Discover your soul's connections to color. And Part 3, highest creator. A visual message from the soul. So join me for all 3 parts or just Part 3. I'd recommend all 3 to get best results, but if you want to dive straight in to create a final piece, you can join for the 3rd and final session. For the 3rd workshop alone is just £22, or for the whole 3-part series is £55. You'll be provided a list of materials needed. So the workshop dates are Wednesday the 5th of May, the 12th of May and the 19th of May. Each session is via Zoom. You'll have access to a live session and additional content via the hub, including full support and a members Facebook group. So sign up using the link attached. I'll see you there.
Ace, I got too much love.